That is the iceberg in the water, which is an analogy for the conscious mind. And just above the water is consciousness, right? Your conscious mind, your perceptions, and your thoughts. Right here is preconscious, and down here, which is hardly accessible, is the unconscious mind. Preconscious mind is memories. It's also your stored knowledge. So the first president of the United States is George Washington. Now, you weren't thinking about that until I told you that, but you were able to recall it, and you know it's true because your preconscious can pull it to here. Okay, so that's a real memory about George Washington, and it's stored right here in preconscious. Okay, down here is the unconscious mind. Now, I think that most Mandela effects are right here. And what I mean by right here is deep, deep right here, even almost into the unconscious. And I think that's why you have such a weird feeling when you experience the Mandela effect up here. Like you see it in your perception and you're thinking about it up here. And then down here in the stored knowledge, way down here, I would say in the unconscious, you're remembering way, 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 way back. And this right here starts competing with the conscious mind. The reason why these Mandela effects are so hard to get a hold of is it's like trying to grab a hold of a slippery fish swimming around. If you were on this iceberg, you're trying to get that slippery fish. It just keeps going back down into the water. It's very rare, I think it's very rare, that you're ever nailed wide open and you say, wow, I know that wasn't the way it used to be, right here. They're always down here deep in the water and down here in the unconscious water, like, you know, the traffic lights are upside down now to me, right? And I can see consciously that they're upside down. But when I go way back and I recall, way back down here, the traffic lights used to have the green light at the top and the red light on the bottom, right? And sometimes some Mandela effects just dive deep. I know this is not the place for memory, right? So they say. But I think a lot of old memories, like from your childhood and stuff, are here. And so, like New Guinea, being New Guinea, Papua New Guinea, and north of Australia, for me was down here. And then when I saw that Spielberg cartoon, just briefly, it went right straight up here. But I think that's the when they start competing with each other, that weird Mandela effect feeling that you get when these two are competing with each other. And the slippery fish I was just barely able to grab to was the fact that, you know, Wilford Brimley is still alive. And that was stored down here. I had heard that not too many years ago that he had passed away. And then when I found out consciously that he's still alive, I was able to grab that slippery fish. He didn't get away. And, you know, people talk about how the Coke symbol is different. Well, that's down here, maybe even way back in your childhood, or just here at the surface where these memories are, the stored knowledge. And this is what's contradicting this, and it's this eerie feeling of the two contradicting each other. So what we want is to have a Mandela effect that we know consciously, like JFK or Elvis still being alive. But usually they're down here. They're down here and they're really hard to keep a hold of down here in this deep water of preconscious consciousness where memory and knowledge is stored, and I'd say even unconscious memory. Because I had a dream, they say your dreams come from your unconscious. I had a dream that Bhutan was an island. And that was just a dream, but I think it was trying to speak to me and said, you know, it was speaking to my conscious mind, hey, Bhutan is not in the same place that you remember it being in. Just that as an example. So most Mandela effects occur here, if not down in the unconscious mind.